really good ball. It's Shabalala! Goal! Bafana!
Beckham could raise the roof here with a goal. I don't believe it. David Beckham scores the goal to take England all the way to the World Cup finals.
Here's Hogg! Dealey! Oh, yeah!
Hello, this is Juan Mata, and you're listening to the Tiki-Talka football show.
Hello and welcome back to the Tiki-Talka football show, where we Tiki-Talk about everything that's worth Tiki-Talking about from the footballing world. My name is Lars Magnus Egan Royce, and as per usual, all the way back in Salford, Safe Rafik is with me.
It's just me again this week.
Hey, Jesus Christ, is James Ward okay? Is he still there?
He's fine.
Hey, he's back.
I got you again.
Wow, you tricked me again. Incredible. How are you feeling, boys?
Ready.
We're
ready.
We're feeling good. We're feeling good. It's the weekend. We're all good. The Bundesliga is back today, but we'll talk a bit more on that later. So yeah. We're excited. We're happy that football is slowly coming back into our lives.
Yeah, that's what we needed. And yesterday was a really special day for Tiki-Talka. What happened, James Ward?
Oh, what happened? Well, every year, Shock does like an award ceremony where you vote for different categories, like many other award ceremonies. Really. Yeah, we got nominated.
Not every year, right?
Last 2 years we got nominated and we got highly commended, which is a close really second. Which is hey, you didn't win, but you're really good. This year, though, however, in the Best Specialist show, we took home the gold, baby. We took home the gold. Absolutely buzzing. So yeah, we got the award for Best Specialist show, and if I'm not wrong, we got Best Daytime show as well.
Highly commended for Best Daytime.
Highly commended.
I mean, what would a Tiki-Talka season be without the highly commended award?
Yeah, I think we are the highly commended.
So that went to Harry Van Dalen, I think. Congratulations. And we were also nominated in the Best Entertainment category, which I'm glad to say went to, I think, the most entertaining guys on Shock Radio, which is the Farting Around boys, Will, Joel, and Jamie. Congratulations to them.
It's our boys.
Yeah. No, so this video is just
crossover.
Sorry?
We should do a crossover episode.
Oh, that'd be funny. Mixing
that'd be amazing. They come on ours, we go on theirs. I think that'd actually be really good.
That could be good.
What do you say, boys? We're calling you out now.
Yeah, we're calling you out, farting around. Are you with us? I'm ready for this. So this video, just like a little chat. Obviously, football's coming back, and we just want to say thank you for the awards and stuff. That was great. So thank you to everyone who's voted for it.
You're speeding through it, and you've missed a big detail, hasn't he, Safe? He's missed the biggest one.
Okay.
You're very humble. You're very modest. But you forgot to tell the people that you walked away with Best Male.
Thank you very much. I mean,
Shock Radio, not just in Shock Radio either. You're just Best Male.
I'll take that. Thank you very much. Honestly, that was a huge surprise, and thank you very much to everyone who voted again. It's
speech.
No, I'm not going to do a speech. I'm just going to say thank you. I need a speech.
Hold the cup.
I mean, obviously, I have my Red Bull here, my Miserable Red Bull.
Yes.
So when I moved over from Norway 3 years ago, no joke. No, but obviously, James and Safe were my first friends at university. And Ward, well, the story of how I met Ward is quite funny. It was in John Lester Court, bumping into him on, I think it was the first day, me and my dad was carrying stuff up to my room. And I was a bit shy, and he was saying hi, and I was saying hi back, because as the polite Englishman that he is, he said hi. Then I bumped into him again. He said hi again, and I said hi.
I said hi.
I said hi. He said hi. And then on the Thursday of Freshers, I think it was, or maybe the week before Freshers, I can't really remember, but it was Europa League on in the SU, and I was like, I come from a different country. I need to make a few friends, so I'm gonna go to where the football is and hopefully meet someone who likes football. And I said,
and here we are.
James Ward was sitting at the first table in shock, and he tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Dude, what's your name?" And that's where we were. Ward was sitting there with Safe, and that was how, well, we became friends. And then we went to the library together, talked about making a radio show, and here we are, ending it off with a few awards and just, been great.
I remember that meeting in the library. You know, I remember coming up with the Tiki-Talka name. Not me, you guys did, but I remember the moment. I'm not going to try and steal that. I remember that first meeting where we were talking about just how we could get a football radio show and the things we could do with it, and here we are now. Let's just say thank God for me, eh? Oh, this never happened.
Yeah, thank God for all of us. I have to say, like we've
not safe, right? I found the guy, but I found you. So well done, me, but not so much well done, Safe.
I mean, and it's important.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And we've got a Norwegian, a Ward, and a Safe.
It doesn't get more diverse.
It's magical. And somehow that worked, and we made this football show, and as we put out in a tweet yesterday, this show is nothing without our fans, because that was one of our goals from the start, really, just to make people get people involved. Now, but like to get people asking questions, having the live stream, getting people on. Obviously, we made a quiz show now where we get viewers of the show to fight, I guess, essentially. And it's just been a really great experience. Ward, what has been your highlight of Tiki-Talka?
Oh, I mean, there is a lot, but for me, it's the obvious front runner. The trip to Wembley was just uncomparable. We had such a good time with Will down at Wembley in London. We had such a great day, and we felt like we were on a mini adventure, and it was so spontaneous as well. I love them ones where we were in the studio on the Friday, preparing for a show. And we were just, I don't know how it came up. I think Will brought it up, or you.
Yeah, me and Will had bought tickets.
Yeah.
And then I think you were saying like you were trying to get off work.
Yeah.
Work off, and then you just went on a megabus.
Yeah. I literally, I had nothing to lose if I rang work and say, "Can I just have tomorrow off?" And I rang them, hoping for the best, but thinking of the worst, preparing for the worst. And I belled them and I said, "Look, I won't lie to you, there's footy on tomorrow, I could go watch it, can I have the night off?" And they said yes. And they said yes. And the next morning at, what was it, 6 a.m., 5 a.m., we were on a megabus.
I didn't know, like, the night before, one mentioned it, I was like, no, I don't really want to. I was like, no, really, but then the next day I was there, so.
Yeah, and so we're promoted as well, which was great. So the whole day, what an experience.
100% my highlight from Tiki-Talka.
My highlight too. It's got to be my highlight too.
Yeah. Anything else you want to mention, Safe? Like doing Tiki-Talka, what has it been for you?
Sorry, say that again. You cut out, Lars.
Yeah, doing Tiki-Talka, like what has that meant for you? Has it been fun? Like what has been like? How has your Tiki-Talka experience been?
Oh, I've loved every bit of it. Like especially, I think I've liked how it's grown. How us three have grown as well. Because when we started, we were a little bit, it was like, what are we doing kind of thing. But then we've just discovered that all we are doing is three guys chatting about football.
Just three dudes.
Audience or no audience. We made a thing out of it. And it's like a hobby. Maybe one day it's monetizable. Maybe one day we can make it properly. Who knows? But that doesn't matter, because that's what I've enjoyed, is just chatting about football and actually making something tangible out of it. That's the word.
So something to look back on, something to remember.
Yes.
To remember. Yeah, when I think of uni, there's like a few things that will stick out, and like this will obviously be one of them, because as soon as we did that show week one, where we were nervous and rusty and didn't know what we were doing, even though that show wasn't the best, we knew that we were going to do it for the remainder of our time at uni, and we have.
Yeah.
And I've liked how all three of us have had like the same. We all wanted this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we're all equally enthusiastic about it. Oh well, maybe not me, but you know what I'm
Love that.
Okay, me.
No, but I get what you're saying. Like we've all been passionate about the show and really like doing it.
Yeah, the next step I think is the biggest now, because obviously this is your final year. You probably won't do another shock show. Like me and Safe have got another year at uni, but this is your final year. But obviously we want to keep the show going. So this next step is the most important. We've built ourselves a good CV, a little fan base. We've got a good reputation. We've got a good show. We've got hours and hours of content.
We know what we're doing. We just want to take the next step, really.
Yeah, we fine-tuned our style, and now we just...
And that is bringing in an audience. That is next step.
Yeah.
Because after that, then you can hopefully try and get ads in.
And that's YouTube, and that's Spotify, and SoundCloud, and that's getting out as many places as possible. Like, we want to take this time to thank Shock for giving us the opportunity to do this show, because I wouldn't know what we'd have done without it. But now the next step is outside of Shock Radio. We have to leave the nest, as it were.
Well, we haven't taken this show seriously. It's just been like a laugh. But I think all three of us want to take it seriously going forward.
Yeah.
And that's Like, Lars, would you approach places with this kind of I don't know, is there even like that? I don't feel like that's the way to do it. But what you say?
I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I think what is certain is that we want to continue doing Tiki-Talka, and obviously we've done the quiz show on YouTube. Like, this seems to work. Maybe this can be a platform we're doing it on. Keep it going like that. Like, there's.
What do you want to do with Tiki-Talka going forwards, Lars?
Say again, Safe.
Like, how do you see this going forwards? What do you want to do?
I think. Well, Ward has always been a fan of no music, just chat, not necessarily having it as a live radio show where we have to play music and stuff, and just make it a podcast, a chat.
It has to be constricted to radio formats. Like, we don't have to. You know what I mean? Because
we've always like looked for different ways of doing it. Obviously, now we're doing like a video, which is one thing that we want to continue with, I suppose. And obviously, this can be made into a podcast, which can go on Spotify. If you go on other streaming devices, like I will be highly surprised if this is the end of Tiki-Talka. Like, yeah. So we'll find a way. Like, the future's a bit uncertain what we are going to do, where we're going to be, and stuff. But I'm fairly certain that we will continue to chat about football. It's a sport we love. So that doesn't go away, and it's back.
Good.
Yeah, that doesn't change.
Yeah. As long as that we can still do that. Yeah. With or without an audience or money or anything, as long as everyone just wants to chat about football, even on a flipping on a Skype call or anything, that's
on a flipping Skype call.
And one thing we also did, which I think we should mention on this, we made a football team, which we made a football team.
Yeah,
that was a great experience. We got a lot of people from our courses joining, and someone took over the football team as well in the end, which was completely fine. But it was just like having like a football team and actually play football, talk about football. It was all football all the way. Yeah, you scored some goals, didn't you, Safe? Well, you scored a corner, didn't you?
I did. I bagged a few headers, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I ever scored using my foot. But that's all right.
I think Ward was the only one who didn't score.
I played in the midfield and I pulled the strings. Jordan Henderson doesn't
hamstrings. He pulled his hamstrings.
Jordan Henderson doesn't score many goals, but he just got Player of the Season. So
but he scored a screamer at Stamford Bridge and stuff. Like, where was your screamer?
You give me 90 minutes under the floodlights at the edge. I'll show you what's going. I put it straight through Kappa's legs.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
He's not that good, you know. He's not that good. He's just not. He's a good shot stopper, but
he's had a weird season.
You reckon you'd score?
Still young. De Gea was grim at the beginning, but De Gea's kind of going grim again. So I don't know. I think United will sell De Gea and buy that Sheffield United keeper, the one on loan.
Keep Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson, that's it. Because he's quality. He's quality. He'll be England's number one as well. And I think United will ship off De Gea and get Dean Henderson, which is a shame because people will be quick to forget how many points he's saved Manchester United over the last few years. But I think he is past his peak. Yeah, I think we've had his peak. The last 2 seasons were his peak, and I think we're now on the downside of it. Like, yeah, he still pulls off big saves, but no keeper has made more goal conceding errors than David De Gea this season. Like, it's not good. It's not good.
Can I just say, this is one of the things I love about Tiki-Talka. Like, I just asked you a simple question about, like, I'm basically saying that you didn't score for Tiki-Talka. It ends up in a David De Gea analysis, and if Dean Henderson should be England's number one. That's just how this show is.
King of the tangents, man. King of the tangents.
No, it's great. It's great. And obviously, we got some football coming back now. As we are recording this, the Bundesliga is back in 18 minutes.
18 minutes, people, till the biggest game in the world returns. Borussia Dortmund versus Schalke. Who have you got, Lars?
I mean, as a Norwegian, I would have to back my boy. Ali Braut Haaland to score. It's the Borussia Dortmund Schalke. It's a huge derby in Germany.
Yeah, it's a big game.
To start it off with that, it's like obviously not going to be the atmosphere and the fans and everything around it, but I hope like. Obviously, when people see this, the game has already happened. But I hope.
Okay, so if you're watching this in the future, I'm going to predict that Dortmund win 3-0. Jadon Sancho with 1 goal and 2 assists, and the other two finished off by Hakimi and.
There's someone who's not Haaland.
Haaland, yeah, it's going to be Haaland, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. I'll say 3-0. I think it's time to start gambling again. Like, Tiki-Talka does not promote gambling, but I do. but I definitely do. So I think I'm going to put an acca on.
Yeah, I think this calls for a safe to say.
Yeah.
So that can be the new jingle as well.
We need more jingles in the next bit. We need more sections. We like the quiz. You know that bit where we described the goal? What was that goal of the week with the Fleetwood Mac Albatross? Boom. No. I think we could if we rehearse that, we could get pretty good at that.
Okay.
But part of the humour is that we don't rehearse and we make the word.
It's same with Lars with the Bars, which wasn't huge
success. Lars with the Bars was a good section.
Still my favourite segment.
We need the birthday segment. We need to happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. And then we talk about the player. Yeah. We also need, I like the quiz. I like the phone-ins. I like having a rotating guest every week. I like Safe to Say. I like Controversial Corner.
Do you have one?
Oh, gosh.
Pretty on the spot there.
Yes, I think I do. The league season.
I'll do the jingle.
Okay.
The Controversial Corner on Tiki-Talka.
I think the league season should be called off. Yeah, I genuinely don't believe that. I'm just saying it for the country. I think no team has ever deserved the league like Liverpool this season, but I think the Premier League has announced that games are going to restart like the 12th of June, aren't they? So Liverpool will get to play for the league.
That's what their Project Restart is not what they're calling it. That's what they're trying to do. So we'll just have to wait to see what's happening. But it seems like they are close to finding a solution somewhat. And then again, you see there's 3 Brighton players has tested positive for corona.
Yeah, Brighton have got like loads of cases.
And the whole squad is in quarantine. Like, how are they gonna sort it? It's gonna be interesting. But by the looks of it now, it seems that June might be the month of the Premier League return.
Month of the Premier League, they'll call it. No, I'm happy for it. I'm very, very happy for it.
Is it just not as bad, the pandemic in Germany? Like, how come they've been able to get back on
Oh,
track?
they're into like very strict quarantine rules. So,
Okay.
I can't remember which team it was, but basically there was a manager for one of the teams in the Bundesliga. Was going to play this weekend. And he went out to buy toothpaste, wearing his mask and everything. But because they left the player hotel and left the squad for 10 minutes buying toothpaste, he's in self-isolation.
No,
That's how strict it is. So basically they have to be with the squad through the whole process. So they obviously put a lot of change in their social lives as well. It's not just they have to sacrifice a lot in order to play football. So it's not there's not many jobs where you would have to do that sort of thing, isn't it? Like sacrifice all social contact. How do you feel about that, Safe? Do you think that's a correct way to go about it, or are you just happy that football's back?
Obviously, I am happy that football's back, so that's my initial thought. There is a big sacrifice by these players, I guess, in their social and personal lives. That is a thought. But then my initial reaction to that is always, well, they do get paid quite a lot of money. So
you do get paid a ridiculous amount of money.
The clubs, like, the alternative is that the clubs go bankrupt and they lose their jobs. Like in some of the clubs. That's the alternative.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's not an easy one. But with the Bundesliga coming back, Prem is talking about coming back. Norwegian League, they has got a set date. It's coming back on the 16th of June. So exactly a month today, football will be back. So today, the 16th of May, is normally the Norwegian equivalent of Boxing Day. It's like the big national football day.
You guys are weird.
I know. But that's because it's the Norwegian Independence Day tomorrow. So we are, so there's like a tradition in Norway. And the big clubs normally have a home game. So Rosenborg would have a home game. Brann would have a home game. So these stadiums will be full and it's just be like a wonderful atmosphere. Last year it was like 20 degrees, sun, and 17,000 people at Brann Stadium. Today it's snowing outside. It's been a little bit of snow. It's very cold. Yeah, it's been a little bit of snow.
In May.
And it was cold. Like yesterday when the Shock Awards was announced, I was on Fløyen, which you can say is very beautiful, the top of the mountain. I was on a little mountain run, and then it started snowing and it was cold. Anyways.
Yeah.
So there's no football on today. So it's obviously a big contrast to what it's normally like on the 16th of May. But anyways, in a month's time, the Norwegian League is back. What is it that you look most forward to, other than watching your favorite football team, which is SK Brann?
The Euros. I'm most excited for some international high stakes football. It'll probably be next summer now, rather than this summer, which is understandable. But I think that's what I'm most looking forward to, the Euros that I was so dearly robbed of this year.
Yeah. Do you think England will do well then? Okay, this is an interesting one. Considering as England, so you don't think so? Oh, how come?
Well, I think slightly because of the fact that we had an easy run in the past World Cup, which may have left a little bit of a delusion. Like we may think we're a little bit better than we are just because of the run we had.
Yeah. We played two real teams and we lost to both of them.
And yes, we have talent in the squad, and they're young and it's promising, but so does every other top and more so in fact. So
then again, England always seems to go through playoffs like that, like you win every game.
That's because the playoffs aren't all that.
If there was a trophy involved, we'd be like the highly decorated nation.
Yeah.
If only.
Talking about the Euros in England, the fact that the Euros has been postponed from this summer to next summer, who do you think who would have been in the squad this time around won't be in the squad in 2021? And who do you think who would not have made the squad this summer would have been in the 2021 squad?
Okay, so someone who I think probably would have made the squad this year, but definitely not next year, would be someone probably like Dele Alli. I think maybe Jesse Lingard, if he was going to be taken this year, I think he'll definitely be out of the running next year. I think. It's tough. It's tough.
Is there any talents who you think who might just have missed out? Who you think could have?
Yeah, Hudson-Odoi and Loftus-Cheek probably would have lost out this year. Due to they're both coming back from injury. They're both a bit like Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a lot further away than Callum Hudson-Odoi as well. I think next year though, I think they'll both be in the squad without question. Let's think. I think maybe Dean Henderson. I think he'll be England's number one, but I don't think he's proved it enough this year. I think he may have been in the squad, don't get me wrong, but he wouldn't have been started. I think Pickford would have still got the nod. Who do I think would have just missed out? Well, we've got a lot of talent in the fullback positions, so we'd have had a couple of choices to make. I think maybe Wan-Bissaka would have lost out to Trent, and maybe even Kyle Walker to that as well. So
they have Trippier as well.
Yeah, you've got an abundance of talent in right back. And then not so much in left back. So my solution to that, and I've said this on the show before, push either Trent or AWB to left back and play one of them slightly out of position to have them both on the pitch. To have Trent and Wan-Bissaka on the same pitch is dangerous, absolutely dangerous for opposition, like defence and attack. Stones probably would have got in this year, and he may find it troublesome to get in next year with Joe Gomez starting to prove himself. Maguire, I think he may have trouble getting in next year.
I have a question. Do you think we have talent in the centre back positions? And that's to both of you.
Maguire, yeah.
I mean, there's Harry Maguire, who's been really good. You have Joe Gomez, who's been solid.
How do you think Maguire is on an international level?
Lad, an international level, the last time
we're talking comparing to top international centre backs now.
But the last time that he had to prove himself at an international competition was the World Cup, and he really did.
But then bear in mind the opposition. We never really get him.
Yeah, I think that's a tough one. Obviously, he's had a good season for United. Just before the football was put on a pause with this pandemic. I think United have had so many clean sheets in a row. Like, they rarely let in goals, and he's been named captain. He's been very solid and ever present in that United team, who's had a good season. He's not had a fantastic season. They had a good season, and I would be very surprised if he doesn't start for England in the next Euro. So I think him and Joe Gomez is a partnership you can.
We don't have an abundance of talent though.
No, it's not. That's maybe one position where England have, like, the likes of, I don't know, Tomori could.
Yeah.
He's not been massively great this
season.
No,
but he's a name.
Like, he's a name who could push forward. Like, is there anyone else who you think could do that? Like, do you, obviously we all know about Safe's love for John Stones. Do you think he can bounce back and be one of the best?
No, sir. No, I do not. I think he'll lose his England place quite soon. I think he'll lose his City place quite soon. I think am I wrong in saying John Stones has kind of been found out? Like, has he not been found out? Like at City, he was not starting for City. He had his level at Everton. He looked good in an Everton shirt. Like, no offense, but the difference in quality between Everton and City is ridiculous. And I think John Stones, compare him to Laporte and Otamendi, or even Fernandinho, like, I just don't think Stones is good enough. Yeah, he'll put in a good challenge, and he'll make a good tackle, and he will save goals every now and then, but he will make one mistake a game at least. He is not trustworthy with the ball at his feet, and in the modern game, I think that's imperative for a centre-back. They have to be a ball player. Every centre-back now has to be a ball player. And John Stones is not. He panics. I've seen him panic time and time again. And I just don't think he has a future in an England shirt.
You were talking... Go on, Saif. Quick.
I think he's good. I think he's really good with the ball at his feet, actually. And I think the trouble he's had is that he's overconfident with his ability, with his feet. And he's got himself in silly situations that he doesn't actually need to get himself. He could sometimes choose, and that's so. I think that's more like choosing the right options with Stones, and like you wanted that to kind of come with maturity.
Yeah.
And maybe it hasn't.
Yeah, he's not changed. He's not changed at all, and that's what people thought was going to happen at City. That he'd grow and he'd turn into England's captain, England's number one on the team sheet. And I just don't think he's proved that. I've seen him make too many mistakes.
And
goal-costing mistakes.
One goal-costing mistake that we won't do is be late for the Bundesliga to restart, which restarts in 3 minutes. So on that note, I think we'll just round it off this episode there. Normal Tiki-Talka episode somewhat. Talked a little bit about what we're going to do about the show. Thank you once again for voting for us in the Shock Awards. We really appreciate it, and Tiki-Talka will be back. Always nice to talk about a little bit of England international football. Looking forward to the Bundesliga coming back. We had some predictions, so yeah, it's been I think we've the only thing that we didn't have was a viewer listener question, but obviously we'll get that in next time because Tiki-Talka versus the world is back soon. We'll have another quiz coming for you.
Yes, we'll have another quiz on Monday.
Forward to it.
Sound. James Ward, say goodbye to the wonderful viewers, listeners.
Been a pleasure. To the millions of viewers at home, me and Saif will see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
Nice one. Innovate. Catch you next time.
Really good goal. It's Shabalala. Goal! Bafana!
Beckham could raise the roof here with a goal. I don't believe it. David Beckham scores the goal to take England all the way to the World Cup finals.
Here's Hogg.